welcome to another episode of TeeVo and the Beard.
Part 2!
Part 2, yeah.
Of the weekend spectacular thought.
Yes. I have decided to post these as two separate videos just because we're doing DC and Marvel.
Yes.
And I'm kind of curious on which one our dedicated dozen are going to listen to more.
Yes.
Yes.
Part 2!
This is our Marvel episode, yeah.
So, since we have technically the last time we were recording was yesterday, but since the last time we taken time to carve out a big block for you guys, lots happened.
It has.
Lots happened.
S03E17b is back.
S03E17b is back.
Which is the main reason we're doing this episode.
We are.
Yeah.
The Runaways premiered.
Yep.
Punisher has come and gone.
Yep.
As in, being on Netflix, you can put all your episodes out there and you can be come and gone.
Yeah.
And big news movie-wise.
Yes, there's
finally.
A war of infinities coming.
They finally dropped the trailer and just ended that day.
Yep. So, how do we want to start this?
Well, we'll go chronologically.
Okay.
Punisher came out first. We'll talk about that. Runaways came out.
Now, Punisher is a character I've never really been a fan of in the comics, in the movie.
How so?
I'm not a gun fan, for one. And that's just personal preference. There's no political thing behind it. I have no problem with people owning guns as long as they know how to use them. Yeah.
Same deal. But I look at Punisher maybe because he's a comic book person. Yeah. Anti-hero, hero, however you want to say it. Villain, however you want to put him as.
I definitely put him more in the anti-hero kind of.
But nonetheless, he is a comic book person first.
Okay.
So I guess I can separate what is real life and obviously in the world of fiction.
Yeah.
But in the show, it's definitely worth a watch, especially if you're a fan of John Bernthal.
Okay. So give us the 30-second synopsis of...
Picks up after he makes his appearance in Daredevil Season 2. Mm-hmm. He kills everybody involved with his family's murder. Okay. But, surprise, there's more people. And,
of course.
Well, off with their heads. Mm-hmm. And, that's a very brief run-through. But there's a lot more that goes into it. You get more of the Punisher mythos, like his sidekick, Micro. Okay. You get to see the battle van. Mm-hmm. You get to see a lot of the tortured soul that is Frank.
Okay.
And I think that's where the show is strengthened. A lot of people, a lot of mindless comic book people like the Punisher because he's the thing that some comic books don't do. Right. Is that just pure action?
Yeah.
It's all guns blazing, action. Mm-hmm. It's like, the mindless action movies with no plot.
Right, yeah.
I think that's what the Punisher signifies to some people. Mm-hmm. Which is, hey, that's all fine and dandy.
Yeah, that's your thing.
But, I think we all forget the story side of Frank.
Right.
So this show did a nice 13-hour, stuffing of that.
Now, is it an origin story? And the true, beginning of his, this is what made him the Punisher, and we're going to spend 3 or 4 episodes on that?
I'm going to say not really.
Okay.
It's definitely a beginning story.
Right, yeah.
For those who did watch Daredevil Season 2, that's kind of origin-y. Okay. And the show sure touches on some of that too, but I wouldn't say it's an origin story. By the time the show starts, obviously, he's already been in another show. He's already that guy. Mm-hmm. So there's no, building up to it. He's that dude.
Okay. So it's not one that's going to drag though, because one of my biggest complaints about Luke Cage was the fact that it does spend the first 4 episodes dragging, and then it finally gets into the story.
I can see where you can see that,
and that's not putting down Luke Cage by any means.
But I can see where you can see that because you think you should know him because he was in Jessica Jones,
right? So
by the time he gets to his own show, you're like, oh well, we already know you,
especially since it's on the same streaming service. Yeah.
This one, I think. It didn't feel like Luke Cage to me in that sense. Okay. Once you get in, you're in there. Okay. And I think it also helps because they're not really tying him to the Defenders kind of story. Okay, yeah. He's really on his own. Yeah. I mean, we get to meet Karen Page again. Mm-hmm. She's a pretty big part of the series, but, it's not, they're not trying to Easter egg, things that happen in, the Defenders. Mm-hmm. They don't even talk about really Daredevil. Despite him making his Netflix Marvel introduction in Daredevil, other than Karen Page, they don't really. He's just him.
Yeah. So it sounds that this does keep with that same theme, that the darker side of Marvel that Netflix keeps. Okay.
And I will say, I don't know if you're squeamish on gun violence in fictional media. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of it, so I just thought I'd tell you.
Yeah, no, that is fair enough there.
Especially his final battles with the big bosses. Mm-hmm. Oh man, if they wanted like Dark Marvel, they got it.
Now, how does this rank to you just against the other Netflix Marvel shows?
I'd definitely say top 3.
Okay, so like
Daredevil, Jessica Jones.
Okay.
Punisher.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
It's just and I think I won't do a full story by story plot for you guys. It's 13 hours, guys.
Right. Yeah.
And it's on Netflix, so if you really want to watch it.
And we do have a more important show to talk about today.
But nonetheless, it was good. But
yeah.
But the thing I wanted to highlight is the very end.
Okay.
Because in most of the other, pretty much all, all, not pretty much all of the other Netflix Marvel shows, when the series ends, especially with Defenders coming out, but it always ended on that note of they're going to keep going.
Right.
In some way. Jessica Jones was the closest to like bookending it this season, but obviously.
I think that was mostly because Netflix wasn't sure if Jessica Jones was going to make it.
Yeah, but nonetheless, you knew there was something ahead of it.
Right.
What was beautiful about The Punisher, I think, was that it kind of ended on kind of a one note.
Okay.
You obviously, fans would want more.
Right.
And I'm sure, the people working on it, and John Bernthal, wouldn't mind the paychecks. Mm-hmm. But the way the character ended, he's killed everybody.
Yeah.
And it's that notion that he doesn't know what to do next. And he may be, because he's going into, like, group therapy.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, his friend, you meet a friend who runs the group therapy, for, people with PTSD and all that stuff.
Right.
But, Punisher doesn't take part. He kind of says hi to his friend and, gets the heck out of there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But at the end, he joins in and is willing to talk about stuff.
Okay.
And it ends in the notion to me is like he's willing to not be the Punisher. Because the Punisher is not like Captain America.
Right.
It's not, sure, he has a sense of right. And obviously there's a sense of bad that he needs to get rid of.
Yeah.
But it's not like Captain America. He's apprehending them. He's turning them into the higher authorities.
And he's always Captain America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the Punisher is brutally killing these people.
Yeah.
And even though that's fun for us to watch on, comics and, animation and, live media.
Yeah.
For the character, that takes a toll on you.
Yeah, I would imagine.
I don't know. I hope people don't relate.
Right.
But the beauty of 13 hours is you can see the emotional toll it takes on a character. Mm-hmm. So in a way, you kind of root for him as like sure, for the comic book action fan of me, I want you to continue.
Right.
But it ends on that way. It's like, I think you're good. You have vanquished everybody involved in the ruining of your life.
So it only needs a season 2 if they have a story to tell.
I think so.
It doesn't need to continue just to continue.
Yeah, because the other ones, you can tell there is more they want to tell.
Right, yeah.
And if the Punisher, if he ceases to be the Punisher from that last scene, I personally would be okay with it. It was such a great ending.
Mm-hmm. Now, is this one that could be watched, like if somebody had never watched any of the other Netflix ones?
Definitely.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I think
they can watch it by itself.
When I said earlier, they don't really, other than meeting Karen Page,
right?
They do not really reference anything that happened.
Okay.
Even if you didn't watch his first hurrah, you barely would be lost. Okay. Just pay attention, obviously. But
right, yeah. With any show, that's...
that's a given. But this one, you really don't need to watch the Defenders universe.
Okay.
And I think that's another reason why it's kind of very top 3 to me.
Yeah.
It can just be its own thing.
Well, I think you've actually sold me on it.
Yeah.
Which says a lot when it comes to a very gun-heavy show. It's not that I'm necessarily squeamish per se, but if I have the choice between watching swords and magic and something like that versus gunfights.
Well, I think you, the Beard, would like the character of Micro in this.
Okay.
He definitely kind of gives the humor to the show and the lightheartedness. Not that he's comic relief.
Right.
Because there's not a lot of comic relief.
It's comic relief for a Marvel Netflix.
For the dark Marvel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I really like that character a lot. And I didn't know too much about him. I just knew pretty much, you need a Punisher sidekick, it's Micro.
Right.
This one, they took what I thought in my head of the character and made it better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And the side characters, supporting characters, were really good. We're not just talking about Karen Page. So every time I saw Karen Page's name in the opening credits, like, Karen Page! But, the main cop that was working with them, really good. I hope she comes back in some capacity.
Yeah.
The villains were great because they were real.
Yeah.
They were very real.
Yeah. So Marvel's doing good with that.
Well, they know what they want to do, and they're doing it. And sure, they might have shows where there's more filler than we need, but hey, they're sticking to their guns.
Yeah. Yeah, no pun intended.
Yeah.
Now on the magical swords and all that, and technology side, we'll switch over to Hulu.
Yes.
So
first for the Hulu.
In case nobody caught it, Punisher is on Netflix.
Yes.
Runaways is on Hulu.
Yes, Marvel's Runaways.
Yes, and definitely make sure to type in Marvel's Runaways because there's an excellent docudrama about Joan Jett called The Runaways.
On Hulu?
I believe it's on Hulu, yeah.
Because if you Google search, you'll probably get just in general the band.
The band, yeah. So it's
maybe even the movie.
Yeah, and it's an excellent movie. Yeah. Runaways is an excellent movie. So
but it's not what we're talking about.
It's not what we're talking about, but go check it out.
Yeah.
No, we're talking about
Marvel's Runaways.
A group who is not the Avengers.
Nope.
They are not the Inhumans.
Nope.
They are not gifted.
They're not
even
S.H.I.E.L.D.
though they are technically gifted themselves.
They're not S.H.I.E.L.D.
They're not S.H.I.E.L.D. They are their own thing. And
well, let me ask you this: how many episodes have you watched?
Only the first 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I told you on the second one. I told you should watch the second one.
Yeah. And, I mean, the first one's good enough by itself, and I'm glad that it doesn't go too slow like The Gifted.
Yes.
Which you won't really hear us probably ever talk about.
Since we're on Marvel, and that's that's Fox Marvel, I think I want to... I sent the Beard a Hangouts message.
R.I.P. Gifted.
I think I'll just still read about what's going on.
Right.
But...
Gifted, unlike Inhumans, I want it to continue. I want it to keep doing well. I'm just not going to watch it.
I know this is a big sidetrack, but just... Yeah. I don't know if I cared because I was in it. Quotation marks. Yeah. Or did I want to watch it?
Right.
And I'm still struggling in that answer.
Nice.
Because my episode is come and gone. Spoiler, you can't see me at all. Okay. Like, at all. Not like, oh, you don't know what I really look like. No, trust me.
You know what you look like and you couldn't see you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that episode's come and gone, and one episode aired after that, and I half forgot about it and half just didn't care. And
the only reason I even bring up Gifted is because on the surface you can see similarities between the two shows. Like if you hadn't actually watched either one, you were just reading the synopsis.
Yeah,
they're very similar because you have these group of.
Well, I think what helps Runaways is that I already know their names.
Yeah, and also in Runaways, they all look different.
Yes.
On Gifted, I was seriously confusing people. It was like, okay, you all look the same. I don't know whose mom you are or where. Still don't know the kids' names. Yeah.
I think one of them was Andy.
Yeah, no. But I know Gert, I know Molly, I know Alex, I know Chase.
Yep.
I can name Runaways.
Nico.
Yeah, Nico.
Even their parents.
I know, right?
Yeah. So, but on to Hulu.
Yes, on to Hulu and on
now
to
that you have watched 2 of the 4.
Yes.
You've watched 2 of the 4 now because you watched the first episode before I did. I was going to try to carve out a good 3-hour period, and I did that night.
Yeah.
And then when the second episode aired, I watched it immediately. It's based off of the comics, The Runaways.
Right.
Which
the Brian K. Vaughan run of the comics.
Yes, which essentially is these group of kids. They have unique abilities and a sort of skill set to them.
Yeah. Because really only Molly's a mutant.
Yes.
Yeah.
But who knows what they're going to say about Marvel Hulu Molly.
That's right, yeah. They might not use the M word.
They obviously, I don't think they can use that word.
Right. They better not call her an Inhuman.
I don't think she's going to be.
No.
I think it's going to be all science.
Right, yeah.
But we'll see.
Yeah.
Only 4 episodes in. But they're seemingly a regular group of kids. with, not the best home lives.
With a shared trauma.
Yes.
That's what brings them, that's what tore them apart and is bringing them back together at the same time.
Yes, and turns out that their parents are a part of a group. Is it
Pride.
a good group?
Nope. Not at all.
And basically, they're going to run away.
Now, to say that it's not a good group, I will say this. The one thing both the comic and the show do really well with the Pride is they believe they're doing good.
Yes.
It's not, Red Skull. It's not Hydra. It's not this evil group. I mean, this is a group that is raising money for orphanages and schools and doing all this actually legitimately great stuff.
And I'd like...
But also making human sacrifice.
Well, I also like that not every person part of the group, and I'm looking towards the Yorks mostly, it's like, I like that they're portraying them as not bad people.
Right.
We just occasionally have to do this very bad thing.
Right, yeah.
And that makes it a lot more interesting.
Yeah, and I try to separate myself from the comic run because even though it is the same characters, it is a lot of similarities in the story. They're obviously going to take different routes because they're not.
Because they are classic. If you want it verbatim, you can read it.
Right. Yeah, and it is worth reading. The 2003 and 2005 run. So,
who's a standout character for you so far?
Gert.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Gert, and which is funny because in the comic, the way she's written, it just like within the show, she is very brash, very sarcastic, and all that. But it comes across better from an actual person versus just reading it on the page. Because I think in my mind, I was making her too brash.
Right.
And now it's like, okay, she is harsh, but there's kind of a mama bear almost behind it, where it's like,
what do you think of the changes to Molly? Because in the comics, she's Molly Hayes.
Yeah.
She's significantly younger.
Oh, yeah. At least I think like 5 years almost.
And her parents are alive.
Yeah.
In the show, she is Molly Hernandez. She's still younger than the group, but just slightly younger.
Not as much, yeah.
Her parents have been deceased, and she's been raised by the Yorks.
Yeah.
So what do you think of the differences there so far?
That's one of the things where I do have to separate it, because I keep putting my mind towards like this 11-year-old girl joining a group of teenagers. So that's one of the changes I think they made in the positive, because it actually, as much as I like the comic, this makes more sense.
Okay.
To have it, especially since they're starting with that. In the comic, are you familiar? Yeah. So for those of our listeners that aren't, though, in the comic, the reason that they kind of separated was more just because of interests and growing up and all that. Yeah. So you can fit different ages in there and all that, but when you're going to have a shared trauma, which I don't want to get into real like spoiler territory with this, because I think people need to have fresh eyes going in watching it.
Because I would say I was trying to explain someone the show. Yeah. And it was a little more difficult for me to explain, because after I say, it's a Marvel show. Yeah. But it was kind of hard to get that person to like it because of a Marvel show. Yeah. So I had to figure out, do I just put the Marvel banner over it and just say watch because of Marvel? Right. Or do I actually try to explain the plot? Because
if you say watch because of Marvel, then they'll bring up Inhumans and things like that. It's like, oh, no, it's not. It's not anything like Inhumans. Yes. No, I think with having Molly being older, it makes sense within the story now. And I do like the fact that they are starting them out differently than just, we all have different interests. We all moved on growing up. It is actually an event.
In some they did.
But it's a major event that separates them. Yes. And that makes it harder to get the group back together and become a cohesive thing. I will say, and this definitely is not a spoiler, this is more on aesthetics, it is a gorgeous show. It is beautifully shot. The cinematography, which I know we normally don't really get into in this show because we are beyond amateurs when it comes to that, is just, it feels like something that I could put somebody in front of who has no familiarity with Marvel or DC or any comic books, and they would still enjoy, because it looks like you're watching a movie, for one. Just the way the dialogue is very natural. The way they move the action along, they actually move it along. Any stoppage in there because of dialogue is on purpose, and it makes sense. I almost think this show is too good for Hulu. That's my only complaint, because there are a couple scenes that I wish they would have gone a little further with, like the sacrifice scene, that I know they didn't because this is Hulu. It's a little lighter. They're trying to reach a broader range than Dark Marvel.
But then again, if you look, if you watch the rest of the episodes, it's not a show that's about teens, but it's not a teen show.
Right.
Like Freeform. There's going to be a Freeform Marvel now.
Yes.
They're about to do Cloak and Dagger next year. That, I'm going to know going in, that is a YA Marvel.
Right.
And that's okay.
That's fine, yeah.
Because that's the audience. I can't say Runaways is going to be that.
Right.
Because they don't curse like the Netflix Marvel.
Right.
But, they're gonna say some things.
So we'll call this so Netflix would be the grown-up, mature Marvel. Freeform, definitely YA.
Yeah.
Possibly younger in some cases.
And that's fine.
I'm so looking forward to Squirrel Girl with young warriors, and I know that that's going to be something I can sit my daughter in front of and watch. So I think Hulu Marvel, that's going to be more like 20-somethings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And whereas ABC Marvel is the one your parents can watch too.
Right, yeah.
And that's fine. And I like that. And the movies is everybody.
Movie is everybody, yeah.
But I like that there is that kind of, they have the branches everywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you like terrible stuff, then Humans is yours.
Right, yeah. But
it's over. We can say it.
Yeah. Runaways, they learned from their mistakes.
But then again, because it was on a different network, I think, I don't think they were trying to learn. I think, to me, I feel like they were just going for what they believe this duo, the creative duo, wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I think Marvel has been a real strength in that. Yeah, you can say certain people didn't get the creative liberties they wanted, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But I think Marvel as a whole, movies, TV, they trust their creators.
Yeah. I wish, though, that they would have just released this weekly instead of, okay, we're going to give you like 3 episodes here and then 1 episode here.
Well, I think... because when you said you watched the first one, I think you said you didn't know what to think yet.
Right. Yeah.
And I think it was a good thing they released at least the first 3 to get you into
But maybe do like the first 2. So do like ABC just did.
Well, you didn't watch it. You haven't seen it anyway, so you haven't seen the third one anyway.
That's true.
Well, I could have been lying.
Right. The third one could be the horrible thing out there.
Yeah, I could have been lying. It could have been the first 2, and then they released the 3. Who
knows?
You didn't even watch it.
Who knows how they did it?
Yeah. But I would say a standout character for me so far is I'm really liking Dean's Carolina, the change she made. They did to her because in the comics, that wristband she wears is for medical purposes.
Yeah.
And I like that it's now religious purposes.
Yeah, no, I love the line that they're walking with that, where it's like, we don't want to offend anybody, but we do want to bring this up.
Yeah, and Chase. I like Chase a lot more than I think, and maybe it was because of all the child actors in the show. I'm more familiar with most of the the parents, the actors playing parents. Yeah. But of all the child, Greg Sulkin, I was aware of him. So I was curious to see how he's going to handle it. And so far within the show, even as you watch further to this point with episode 4, they give him good stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only one that I like him as what the actor's doing with Alex. But because of the comics, I'm not ready to trust Alex yet.
Spoiler.
Yeah, spoiler definitely for the comics.
Yeah, definitely comics. We don't know. But then again, I gotta do it.
I know.
I don't think they'll do it this season.
No, probably not.
It's too easy.
They'll make you like them.
Yeah.
That's how they get you.
I don't think they'll do it this season.
Yeah.
Whatever we're talking about.
Right. Read the comics. Find out.
The only other person... The only other person I'm kind of iffy on so far is Nico right now.
Yeah. In the comic,
not even a bad reason.
No, in the comic I really liked her. So, I mean, I think I may have set the bar too high.
I don't know what I expect, but just so far, it's not like she's doing bad. It's just maybe instinctively it's just a little different than what I expected. And that's okay. She's doing a great job.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. That's why it's hard to really pick a standout character in this, because all the actors, both child and adult actors, are doing such a great job.
Oh, James Marsters is wonderful.
Yeah, they're really owning these characters.
I've always loved James Marsters. And Kevin Weisman as Mr. York.
Yeah.
Love him. But then again, I enjoy Mr. Weiss.
Loved him going in.
So, these, it wasn't a hard sell for me for the parents.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's a show, I'm very interested to see what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I think it's not going to be a long run. I think it's a 10-episode run.
I think so, yeah.
So, we're in episode 4. Mm-hmm. They're moving definitely faster than The Gifted.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And you can tell the characters apart.
Yep.
That was our 2 biggest complaints about Gifted, and they've been fixed with Runaways.
Yep.
So now this will probably be something, because of the way that it is kind of airing, we're not going to give like a weekly thing on it. We'll definitely give after it's all done, we'll give our wrap-up opinion. That probably will be spoilerful.
Yeah.
But yeah, so definitely...
All comics as well.
Yeah. Definitely go check it out. Go watch it. Go read it.
Take someone's Hulu ID and password.
Yeah, I know. Not that we would ever suggest that, but definitely go do that.
Yeah.
So the other big thing coming out with Marvel that people can go on YouTube and see for free and legally is the trailer for the War of the Infinities.
It's not fake.
It is not fake.
No fake.
No, there's no Rick rolling in this one.
Nope. No sideways Comic-Con footage. This is real.
This is the real thing.
So for those who listen to us, I'm sure you're aware of a small movie coming out in May called Avengers Infinity War.
Exactly.
Which has literally everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
And first of all, what do you think?
Well,
I watched it on my phone. First thing I got up in the morning and watched
That's what I did.
And
it deserves a TV viewing, though.
It deserves it, but it was still just...
Yeah. When information like that comes out, you have to consume it as quickly as possible. Yeah. No, I think it was excellent. The only thing I have to say, just in general, is... Marvel, who are you trying to reach with this? Because as fans, we're already going to see the movie. They could have 0 trailers come out between now and May, and we're going to buy tickets and go see Infinity War.
You know what? I think they are confident in the fan base, whether hardcore or casual, that they're like, you know what? We believe you're going to watch this movie.
Yeah.
We believe this is going to be an event. We believe that, if you have been somewhat cognitive in any of the films, come see this movie.
Yeah.
We believe if you like these characters, some of these characters as a child, or know about them, this is for you.
Yeah. I love, though, that with this one, we have a bajillion characters that are going to be in this movie. But yet the trailer is only like 2 minutes long, and you feel like you have enough time with it. Yeah. But for each one they show, you feel like you have enough time with them.
Well, I think that was the worry of Civil War at first. Because you're wondering how they're going to have all these characters in it.
Yeah.
And they did it beautifully.
Yeah. Yeah.
You did, I think what's important for Marvel to tell a story. Figure out what the story is first. Right. And then fit the characters in there. Yeah. Whereas I feel with certain DC stuff, they want to give you the character.
Yeah, we're just going to throw all the characters in there and hope something good happens.
Yeah. Whereas, Marvel, because, Civil War was a massive movie.
Yeah.
A massive cast. But it stuck true to the story they were telling.
It did, yeah.
And, the characters came in later.
Because they realized not everybody has to be on screen at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, and if it doesn't look right, you can have all the cameos you want.
Right.
Might not be as cool.
Yeah.
So and being that Infinity War is, made by the same writer and directing duos, I think they're gonna find the perfect balance.
Yeah, the directors, I can't think of their
the Russo brothers.
Russo brothers, yeah.
Joe and Anthony.
Yeah, if you look at their IMDb page, it is filled with great stuff, Marvel and otherwise, including like episodes of Arrested Development.
But then again, and that's the thing I think is so cool about Marvel as a company so far, is that they're taking people you don't expect to make this stuff.
Right.
I remember when they announced the Russo brothers for the Winter Soldier, I was like, and you look at their IMDb at that time.
At the time, yeah.
They only had one movie to their name, and that was a movie called You, Me, and Dupree.
Yeah.
With Owen Wilson and Matt Dillon.
Yeah.
And beyond that, they had a very extensive work of television work, but none of them were like, it's not like they were directing episodes of Alias or 24.
Right.
They were doing comedies, like you said, Arrested Development, and Community mostly. So you're like, oh.
But see, those are 2 shows that I love the sense of humor in, so that...
But then you watch, and then you see previews of The Winter Soldier. You read a plot, you're like, that doesn't sound like anything they're doing.
Right.
Cut to, you watch The Winter Soldier. Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sold.
I will say that our generation is getting some excellent directors now, because even to kind of go back to our Star Trek Beyond episode, when I heard that a Fast and the Furious director was doing Star Trek, I was the opposite of sold. Then I see it and I'm like, okay, he can do this.
Yeah.
Will I go watch Fast and Furious? No. But,
Yeah.
I do enjoy his work.
Let's say
now.
I didn't watch You Mean Dupree after I saw The Winter
Right,
Soldier.
yeah. But you enjoy their work now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now from then on, that trust was there. It's like, okay, you have good writers you're working with. You two are good creative minds.
Right.
Okay, let's roll.
I was talking to one of our dedicated dozen yesterday about the trailer, and he was saying one of the things he likes about it is you don't know who is safe in this, and I do like that. Now, that being said, we know we're getting a sequel to the Infinity War.
Yes.
And
we know Spider-Man's getting a sequel.
Spider-Man's getting a sequel, and
Ant-Man is getting a sequel that's coming out after this movie.
But that is also, I believe, set before the Infinity War. So that doesn't even say if he's safe. But we are getting.
Well, I think. Well, this is internet. This is Google, but he has been. Paul and Evangeline have been filming a lot for various things in Atlanta right now. So I think they're safe regardless.
And then we're going to get a Guardians 3, but so far, the only person who's officially signed on for Guardians 3 is Mantis.
Yeah.
So we have an idea of who's going to survive, but everyone else is fair game.
See, I think this section on Infinity War just warrants us feeling it, because you can't explain what's going on.
No.
We'd have to do a whole shot-for-shot, explanation of what we think is going on.
2.5-hour episode right there.
Yeah, and, I'm just thankful that we got something.
Yes.
And I'm thankful that Marvel knows when to drop the hammer.
Yeah. No pun intended for Thor there.
But, and it's hard. You're going to always get comparisons, DC versus Marvel.
Right.
Avengers versus Justice League. Mm-hmm. It's hard not to, but...
Yeah.
So you look at the marketing for Justice League. They wanted to show you a trailer as soon as that footage was hot.
Right, and we will show you that trailer as many times as humanly possible.
Yes.
Yeah.
And, while it's cool to watch, you kind of get tired of it.
Yeah.
You're like, it's the same thing you were saying. Who are you selling this to?
Yeah.
Because, don't worry, people are going to watch this.
Yeah. It's not going to be a bust.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, not in the...
we'll see.
Not in the first Hulk movie type bust. Yeah.
But, people are going to watch this movie. And Marvel took their time with Infinity War.
Yes.
Like, no, we're going to wait. Because I think they're very confident in their fan base.
Yes.
They're very confident in their numbers. That we're going to, wait until everything is good, until we can release something, and then we'll go with that.
Yeah, we're going to tighten up the graphics, everything. When I saw that trailer, if you would have told me it was coming out the next day, I would have believed you.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it looks done.
But, Justice League came out in November of 2017. I was looking at pictures and trailers since July of 2016.
Yeah.
This is Infinity War comes out in May of 2018. It has only been, it was the last day of November 2017 that we saw footage.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
And totally worth it.
Totally worth it.
And it makes me want May to get here. So, what are you looking forward to based on the trailer?
Oh, man. Just a ride of a lifetime.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like characters.
A ride of a lifetime. I want some good balance. And even when the trailer, you think there's going to be a good balance. But my mind just get blown. I don't even know what I expect.
Yeah. I want to see, well, for one, I'm curious on how Guardians is going to fit into this established Avenger world, because as much as we love those movies, it is a different feel than what we're used to with this.
And I think with that, if I had to guess right now, based on the very small footage we got, I'm thinking the Guardians with Thor might be a kind of a B plot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could see that. Yeah, even without having seen Ragnarok yet, I can still,
But just the notion of, he's based with the Guardians, I don't think they're coming to Earth anytime soon. I don't know.
Right.
I mean, that literally could be the first scene. They come to Earth.
Well, I'm wondering if them showing the Guardians at the end of the trailer is kind of a nod to them coming in at the end of the movie.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But I think whatever is going to happen there, they might do things aside from the regular story. And obviously all the Earth's heroes will battle Thanos and his army.
And I'm ready to see Thanos do something.
Yeah.
Because my only complaint about the first Guardians is Thanos didn't need to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sat in a chair the whole time, and any actual information about him we heard from other characters. Yeah. So it'd be nice to actually.
Well, he
got a new makeover.
He laid out Iron Man and Spider-Man in the trailer, so wish granted so far for you.
So at least we know we have that.
But I don't expect. I just know this is the movie I want. I want to happen right now.
Yes.
And I guess that's pluses to Marvel.
Yes, definitely.
Because with Justice League, I had some expectations,
right,
and they more or less met some of them.
Yeah, but we expect Infinity War to be more than just a popcorn movie. Yeah. So
that's all we can say about that.
And we're gonna take a quick break and move on to ABC.
Yes.
Excuse me, spoiler alert.
And we're back. So
Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has finally returned.
It has, and it's 2 episode debut for season 5.
Yes.
So very initial thoughts.
I did not expect. I mean, obviously they drilled in that they're going to space.
Right. Yeah.
From the season 4 cliffhanger to the promotion.
Yeah.
We know they're in space. The shock of they also time traveled.
Oh yeah! By the way, this is going to be very spoilerful. We're not even going to take a break to transition.
Yeah, the fact that it was time travel. I was like, okay.
Yeah. Now see, I got to text you. Time travel didn't surprise me. No Earth surprised me. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I should have guessed certain time travel aspects were going to be there, but just when you finally see it, it's like, oh well. Maybe it was one of those I may have should have expected it, but overall I'm still shocked.
Yeah. I didn't expect them to be in space a long time. Yeah. I expected okay, we're going to start in space, but then we're going to kind of transition back and forth instead of having 2 full episodes with a very different aesthetic than what we're used to before. And it works. This is a different, in a very positive way, a different Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. than what we've seen before.
And especially when it comes to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Say it all the time. When you develop your characters well, you will go for the ride with them.
Yeah.
And you care more when they're in certain situations.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, if this was the first season, it would have been fun to watch, but I wouldn't have cared.
Yeah. What I really like about, we're in the 5th season of S.H.I.E.L.D. now, and I like the direction, whether it's on purpose or, from some external force.
Yeah.
I like that the show has ceased the whole movie connection thing.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I think, obviously...
I kept listening for it.
Obviously, they needed it in the first season. They needed it bad.
Yeah.
And
because their whole selling point was, this is behind the scenes of the Avengers sort of thing.
They abandoned that.
Yeah.
I like that... the past couple seasons, it's just been their show.
Right.
If ties come in, which has been very seldom lately. Ties come in, they don't.
Yeah.
We're still here.
It's like Coulson barely mentions Peggy passing away.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was it.
They're here.
Yeah.
And I don't know how this season will tie in, if it even ties in.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's hard to not assume that it will, because space. Infinity War, Guardians.
But if it doesn't, I don't think it will affect anything.
Because I did half expect the masked character to be Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
He's done TV before, so it's not completely out of this world.
Yes. But, I like that so far. I like that, in my mind, it's like, oh, we don't need to worry. I'm not looking for as many clues as I were, especially in the first 3 seasons of what they're going to do in relation to the big movie coming out.
Yeah. So let me challenge myself here, because normally when we talk about S.H.I.E.L.D., you do the plot synopsis.
Yes.
So definitely after I'm done, correct me with what I will end up leaving out. So we actually start earlier than I thought we were going to in this, because I thought they were just going to go, okay, in the cliffhanger we had Coulson in space, so we're just going to move straight on from there. But we go back to seeing them in the diner, they get arrested and frozen, I guess.
But see, I question the guy that took him, because obviously at the seasons before cliffhanger,
Yeah.
bad guy,
Right.
and then you see him take a shower in the first scene.
Yeah.
He takes off his skin.
Yeah, he takes off his suit, takes off his skin, like you do.
Bad guy.
Yeah.
But then you see the rest of the episode, which we'll get into,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm thinking, wait, but you sent them there
Right.
for a grand purpose.
So are you bad?
Or
Yeah.
is that yeah?
Yeah.
Because I was already back. Wait a minute. But you took these people.
Right.
You, I assume, took them to the monolith to send them in space and time, and they're here to help.
Yeah.
So, are you a bad guy?
Right, yeah. So they get sent into the future.
Yes.
Of course, we don't know this at the time.
We definitely know they're in space.
We know they're in space. And I found it very cool, and only Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. could do this, where they didn't all get sent together at the same time. Because of the way this monolith works, they all get sent kind of separately, you know, one at a time, I guess.
Coulson's first, because he's a star.
Right, into different areas of the ship.
Yes.
And there seemed to be like no rhyme and reason on where they landed. And this was proven when we see Agent May, who is in the ship and materialized with a pipe in her leg.
Yes.
And I mean, now May is the only one that could do that too.
Yeah.
Because she's the only one that you can believe would get out of that situation on her own.
Yeah.
And then they meet these, what we think might be rebels.
Yes.
And roaches.
Yes.
Yeah. And
I like how they also hyped up those roaches.
Yeah.
And we barely saw them past like the first sequence.
Yeah. And you don't even get like a full on like encounter with them. It's very quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I can't think of Victor? Virgil. Yeah, Virgil is a true believer.
Yes. He's been waiting on him for years.
Yes, but anybody who quotes Stan Lee, I love.
Yeah.
So when he said true believer, I'm like, yeah, this is totally Marvel.
Yep.
So, and he's been waiting for the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and for Coulson and Daisy and all these people.
He knew these people.
He knew. I thought that it was actually you on the screen, the way he was fanboying about these guys. I will skip talking about the plot to talking about what seems to be one of your favorite scenes when Mac first meets Virgil.
Yes.
Would you like to tell our audience about that happy greeting?
So, like as you said, they don't get materialized to this place at the same time.
Right.
Coulson's obviously first. Mm-hmm. You know, benefits of being the star of the show.
Biggest paycheck goes first.
Yes. Yeah. So he's trying to grill Virgil on basically what is going on, and I like his line. It's like, explain it to me. Like I'm a child. Like I'm a very small foreign child.
Yeah.
And as Virgil is about to start to explain, he gets lit up by Mac.
Right. He gets hit by the Mac truck.
Yes. And, when they reconvene with Elise, Simmons and Yo-Yo, they're still trying to wake him up. And I love Coulson's line, "Jeez, Mac, how hard you hit him? You kidding me? As hard as I possibly can.
Yeah.
I see you get held up by a guy with a gun. I'm gonna do something."
Right. He's like, I don't have punch.
I don't have punch people.
Yeah. There is a perfect amount of comedy.
Yeah.
In the first episode, there's less in the second one.
Yeah.
But Coulson has a lot of great one-liners.
Yes.
Mac is possibly the best character in the first episode.
Yes.
Because he does not want to be there.
Nope.
He lets you know he doesn't want to be there. But he does also realize he has a job to do to protect his friends, at least.
Yes.
And he is willing to do whatever it takes to do that.
Because I think Mac has also learned, I can say I don't want to be here as many times as I want, but I am here.
Yeah, and I love his quitting scene. He's like, I'm done, I'm out, I quit. And Coulson's like, yeah, you quit before. Well, I quit harder. And so we're on the ship, and I love the way they did this. Instead of us being the omniscient audience watching it, knowing everything even before the characters do.
Because the only thing we knew was they're going to be in space.
Right. But we learn as they learn. So they see all this technology
and they finally wake up Virgil.
Yeah,
and Virgil's about to tell us what's happening.
And of course,
he dies.
He dies.
So we are left in the dark again.
Right.
We are still, it's like, great. They don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
And now we don't know either.
So, but we're on this ship, and they're getting water, and they're doing all these things that humans need to do. So it's assumed this is a man-made ship. This is a ship made by explorers going out to explore space, possibly by shield, or as Yo-Yo would say, by spear.
Yep.
There are nice little references in this for the comic fans, but not enough to take away if you don't know. But then we find out that it's not ran by humans.
No.
It is ran by the all-powerful, all-loving Kree. Yes. The boys in blue. And what did you think about that that revelation? Because I didn't see it coming.
Well, that was the thing. They did say the Kree was going to be in the show, so we knew they were going to...
I thought they were going to run into them.
Yeah,
though.
it's the same deal.
Yeah.
I thought when they encountered them the first time, that was that.
Yeah.
And that's not it at all.
No.
That's not it at all.
Yeah, because when May and...
Deke.
When May and Simmons get on on the escape ship there, I thought, okay, now this is where the Kree are going to come in. Nope, they are already on the ship.
So we learned that, the Kree has built a habitat for what is essentially the rest of humanity.
Yes.
And, it's not like they're not going to let us roam as we did the Earth.
Right.
They have rules.
Yeah.
They have things you got to do.
And then, of course... watching it, not knowing anything, we assume, okay, these are prisoners of the Kree.
Yeah.
Because we still assume this is 2017, all this is going on, even though the technology doesn't really fit where it needs to with the age of the ship. It's very, as they describe it, dark ages on the ship because people are fighting for food, trading things. They are subservient to the Kree. And we find out later it's not because they're actual... servant slaves, it's because this is all they've known for the past 90 years.
Yep.
Because as we stated before, we're not in 2017. We're in the future, which, unless I missed, has not actually been dated yet.
It's not been dated. We just know it's the future. And Earth
because
gone.
Coulson asked for pie. Said, I just wanted pie.
And Earth gone.
Earth is, except for one little bit at the corner there.
And sadly, at least from their perspective, Fitz gone. Because Fitz didn't come.
And Fitz is, but I like how they acknowledge that Fitz is either gone because it's been 90 years and he's lived his life and maybe died happy somewhere, or he didn't survive, whatever happened.
So needless to say, whenever they shift to Fitz's perspective after the diner, because they didn't even bother taking him.
Right.
He
wasn't on the list.
He wasn't on the list.
Yeah.
But I look forward to those episodes.
Right.
Or episode.
Right.
Just because, new perspective, want to see what you do.
I would like if they did a Fitz episode the way they did that Simmons episode when she was off-world.
Yeah.
Where it's okay, this is what's going on. There's not any huge plot, per se, going on, but there's going to be useful information within this. Yeah. And there's not going to be a B-plot. We're not going to switch back and forth. Mm-hmm. This is all you're going to see.
But, if they do, it'd be fine. But it'd be interesting.
Yeah.
So
Fitz has to be, in our timeline, looking to figure out what happened.
Well, yeah. So let's cut to the new bunch of people we see.
Yes.
So let's start with Deke. What do you think of Deke?
The actor is doing a great job.
He is.
He is, because I love to hate this man.
I think you called him the Han Solo when I was describing him to you. I like the first scene. Well, not the first scene he interacts with everybody. When he sees, Daisy and, Simmons and Coulson in the prison, and he's carrying May.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he's just like, buddy, hey, just go with it.
Yeah, he does an excellent job in that.
Yeah. Hey, where are you going? Where's that Virgil? I told you not to trust him. Didn't I tell you? What did I tell you?
Told us not to trust him.
Yeah. You literally said it right back to me. We bounced it right back. See?
And that type of dialogue, ABC is really good at writing things, but I think they're going above and beyond now. Yeah.
But overall, what do you think this is someone you're going to like, not like, or?
I think in the end he's going to definitely redeem himself 100% to be someone that I like. And
it's interesting. They always give new characters. They're really good at giving them stakes because he's not likable, but. Just like you said earlier, it's not like he's doing this for any other purpose. This is all he knows.
Right, yeah.
He
was born on the ship, as you said.
You can't hold him to the 2017 standards.
Right. And also, though, I think, Marvel and ABC did it right by introducing us to Virgil first.
Yeah.
Because had we not, it would have just been straight to liking this guy.
Yeah.
But now I've got somebody better to compare you to, even though we knew Virgil a very short time.
Yeah.
Obviously, he was the, hero of the rebels. He was the one who was really wanted things to go
true believer.
good. The true believer.
Yeah.
So now we have, Virgil 2.0? Yeah. I don't know. It's, so I don't trust him, but I don't hate him.
But likable, though.
Yeah.
Switch to likable. What do you think of Tess?
Love her.
I like Tess.
Yeah.
But I think Tess is the other, I guess, the other side where it's like, I think she wants to be the true believer, but circumstances, obviously, as we said, they were born into this. She has no other way of knowing how to believe.
I think she's going to end up being a source of trouble in an episode or two, where it's they're trying to help her, but she's trying to help herself, trying to survive, really, not help herself.
I think that will describe maybe a future plot like Deke. Because Deke is obviously looking to fend for himself because, again, that's what he knows. Mm-hmm. I don't see that from Tess. Yeah. I think maybe not.
I see it like a major thing.
Maybe not in the fend for yourself in the selfish way, but maybe fend for you guys are doing things. Yeah. Even in the second episode, they were doing things so radical. She's like, oh my God, can't do this.
These people, S.H.I.E.L.D. people do not know the meaning of the words "keep your head down."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially sentence. We'll use that.
Yeah.
Grill.
I love to hate this man already. Yeah. Even though when I'm watching it last night, I kept wanting to call him Fridge instead of Grill. He's a big guy. Okay. He could be a fridge.
Okay. I didn't know that was a previous character he's played because he.
Oh no.
I looked at his IMDb. He's had a pretty healthy paychecks.
Yeah, you want a big tough guy. This is the one to get. But I knew from the moment we met him that I was going to love to hate him. So I don't see that changing.
He is definitely going to be a source of trouble.
Yes, he's already been.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And I like him too, though, because he doesn't believe anybody.
No.
He's not on anybody's side. And that does cause trouble. But at the same time, you can trust him because of that. So you can trust him in that weird way.
What do you think of really hot Kree girl?
Hot Kree girl? Yeah. When I saw her, I was like, I'm going to become a Kree. That's it right there. I'm painting my skin blue.
Yep.
I like her. Yeah.
But she's going to be the love to hate one.
Yeah.
Because they give some. But
she's got Yondu powers.
She's got very flattering clothes.
She does.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the only thing is, though, if you piss her off, you're getting the metal balls.
You're getting the metal balls.
Yeah. But when she did that, I was like, "Are you Yondu?"
Speaking of stuff like that, they're really embracing the whole the 10:00 thing or the 9:00 thing because when Virgil got killed, it was. For TV, for ABC, it was like, oh, that's graphic looking.
Yeah.
And when she killed, Kree Girl killed the first guy with the metal balls, it was like, oh, okay.
And that was one thing that stuck out to me is the 8:00 episode was different than the 9:00 episode as far as how far they would go.
Yeah.
They did go farther with the 9:00 one.
Yeah. And last new person we met is Cassius.
Yes. The Blue Spock. It's the hair. It's
the blue Kree leader of this whole operation.
Who wants perfection.
Yes.
Yes. So, I hate him.
Yes.
Yeah. But you're supposed to.
You're supposed to.
Yeah.
So let's get...
There's nothing... Other ones, though, even with Grill, I can find redeemable things with, Blue Spock, nothing.
So let's get back to our Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yes.
So
who we love all of them.
Yes. So Quake has followed Deke. Mm-hmm. She has learned that Deke runs a side operation.
Right. Where he gets people high on...
The framework.
The framework, yeah.
And we learned... Which is something been conflicting on the internet. Mm-hmm. Because we learn, as we've seen, Earth gone.
Right.
Something happened, clearly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And according to Deke, that something was Quake.
Yeah. Yes.
But do we believe him? Because, things get muddled in history.
Yeah.
I'd like to think Quake may have done something, but to do all that, it's like...
But I wonder if it's something Quake started.
Yeah.
So that's why she gets the main blame. So it is technically her fault.
We don't know.
Yeah.
And I think that's interesting.
But yeah, I don't see Quake being able to blow up the entire world.
Well, especially on ABC.
Right. But I don't know. Their special effects budget seems to be much better than CW's.
At crucial times.
Yeah, there were times I felt like I was watching a movie.
Yes. Well, it also helps when your parent company is...
the House of Mouse.
Yeah, but all that aside,
yeah,
it looks like Deke is going to be mostly paired up story-wise with Daisy.
Right.
Good combo so far. They got a good kind of tit-for-tat thing going on. Mac, Yo-Yo, and Coulson are left doing work for Grill.
Right.
So that's not
because you got to have Mac and Yo-Yo together.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't leave the framework and his virtual daughter to not be teamed up with Yo-Yo.
Yeah. So that's going to be interesting, and that's possibly where the last scene of season 4, all right.
Time to get to work. Yep.
So that's probably not going to be fun for them.
Right.
May looks like she's going to be paired up with Tess. Mm-hmm. I think that's a good combo.
I think it is too. It's definitely a
Tess looks
juxtaposition.
Tess looks like she doesn't have like a person to lean on.
Right.
And even though it's May, it looks like a good person to do so with.
Yeah, someone who can help Tess grow and become stronger.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Simmons drew the short stick because, as you said earlier, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., particularly Simmons in this case, I think they did pretty well with the laying low.
Yeah.
But one of Cassius's perfect servants got hurt. But in that medical mind of hers, she wants to help.
Right.
And the whole time it's like, oh my god.
So that's the exact opposite of laying low, right there.
And she is now going to be, or is now, a perfect servant of his own now. And
because she's flawless.
He put something in her.
Yes. Yeah, some sort of earwig thing.
We don't know.
Yeah.
But I think so far it renders her deaf unless Cassius is speaking to her.
Yeah, and possibly mute. Because, like they said, the other ones never spoke again. So, but we don't really know if it's because they can't speak or if it's something else. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Of course, I could see her like doing like Morse code or something to let her team know there's something going on.
Yeah.
They kidnapped the wrong person.
They did. But they didn't have to kidnap anybody. Well, they didn't really kidnap.
Well, that's true.
So...
yeah. Even though they're there against their will, it's not technically kidnapping.
But the just some of the rules on the ship, like the... what was it called? It's time to pick a refresh or something.
Right, yeah.
So that thing, that was something.
Yeah, I love that they're using all this terminology and not explaining it to us. So when they say, oh, another vacancy, it's not explained on what that means. We have to figure it out as we're going along.
And that's a really good observation from you. I didn't look at it that way until you explained it. It was like, yeah, we are learning with them.
Yeah.
We don't know it.
Because there's so many shows where especially comic book based ones, where we know what's going on. We know who's safe. We know bad guys. All that.
Yeah.
I have no clue what's going to happen here.
Yeah. Like with the Flash, even though we don't know like the big twist mystery.
Yeah.
But we know there is one sometimes.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's it'd be fun, but with this first 2 episodes of S.H.I.E.L.D. so far, I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
After yesterday...
It kind of reminds me of when they went into the framework.
Yeah.
How we had no idea.
There's so many things that could happen. Mm-hmm. Will it happen? We don't know. They might do something else. But, after we recorded our episode yesterday, you hadn't seen S.H.I.E.L.D. yet.
Right.
I watched it again last night, just, to make sure I got some key details.
Yeah.
But, I told you I had to throw everything I thought was going to happen this season out the window. I have no idea what's going to happen.
Yeah, I'm not even going to speculate on this one.
Just out of habit, I did look at synopsis of the next 2 episodes.
Yeah.
But that's where Marvel's really good. Yeah, there's a synopsis, but it's not good.
The synopsis might as well say, stuff happens.
Yeah.
That's it.
Please watch.
Please watch, yeah.
On Fridays.
We know you're going to.
Yeah. But the only thing that I can tell so far, if I have to do some kind of speculation, so they announced 4 new characters.
Right.
We only met 3 of them so far.
Right.
There is Flint. We haven't met Flint, and so far in the synopsis and the cast list of the next few episodes, he's still not there.
Okay.
So I'm wondering what they're going to use him for. Is he even on the spaceship? Is he on Earth?
Yeah.
Is he on Fitz's story?
Oh,
no.
I didn't think about that, yeah.
Yeah. And because his inhuman power, he has geokinesis. Well, that's not going to help on this ship.
Right. There's no Geo.
There is no Geo.
Yeah.
And also they did a mystery casting. And a lovely young actress named Dove Cameron recently announced that, or couldn't announce.
Tried to announce
that she has a involvement in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. But that was, but in a humorous fashion.
Yeah.
Clark Gregg can't have that.
Yeah.
So we were just let to know that she's involved. How? Don't know.
Yeah.
So, but even then, I don't know where she would come in.
Right.
I have no idea.
I'm hoping she's an Inhuman with awesome powers. That's my hope there.
I don't know.
Just because I like the actress.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
So
I'm not going to be disappointed no matter what they do with her, but that's if Marvel said, "Hey, you have one wish for this character, Inhuman awesome powers."
But I know before the season started, I hoped being in space would tie into the Infinity War, and it still can.
Oh, yeah.
It's a long season.
Really have no idea.
But I like the notion again that they don't need to do that.
Yeah, I'm fine with this not tying into any of the films.
Yeah. Because they had a great opportunity to tie into, the Doctor Strange universe last season. They didn't. They did a couple nods, but
and they do keep mentioning magic a couple times.
But it's just, it exists. So if you want a full explanation of this world, there's the movie. There's the $100+ million production.
Right.
But if you want to just know enough to get through this, just watch the show.
Yeah.
And I only watched the episode again just to make sure, for purposes of recording an episode, that I got everything I needed.
Right.
But I wasn't looking the way I watch a Marvel movie the second time.
Right.
I watch a Marvel movie the second time in theaters or whatnot to catch things those little Easter eggs I may have missed.
Yeah.
But because ABC Marvel, it's 22 episodes, 22 hours.
Yeah.
It's like they're not going to give us anything.
Yeah, I mean the only thing is things like True Believer and Spear and
which doesn't
little stuff.
But it's not Easter eggs for future plot.
Right, it's only Easter eggs for the True Believers.
Yeah. So I watched it kind of half multitasking.
Right.
Just because I thought I'm not going to catch any secret thing.
Right.
I mean, that happens to stem from it. I mean, all the better. But I wasn't looking what did he mean when he said this?
Yeah, if we do get Spear in future episodes, okay, yeah, that happened to be an Easter egg also.
Yeah.
But if we never see any other agencies, I'm fine.
Yeah. I know the sword was the big speculation that was going to be.
Right.
And so far, I like that they didn't go predictable.
Right. Yeah.
I feel like sometimes they read internet rumors and go, all right, well, we're not that.
Right.
So we're not going to do that. So ha to that.
Yeah, everything you thought we were going to do, yeah, we're not.
And all because you put it on the internet.
Right. We thought about doing sword, but no.
No, that's the popular one. So we're not going to do that.
Right. We're going to put them in space, in the future.
Yes.
Didn't ask for it, so here you go.
It seems like, the episode did on a cliffhanger.
Yes.
That's
in true S.H.I.E.L.D. fashion.
That Cassius is preparing his perfect servants for his guest.
Yes.
And a ship pulls up, but they're not going to tell us who's in there.
Of course not.
And I don't think it's going to be... And again, I don't think it's going to be like a secret Marvel cameo.
No.
It's going to be good for the plot.
Right.
But I watched the preview. Did you watch the preview
I did.
for the next one? And I read
the preview that doesn't give away anything, you
Nothing.
mean? Yeah.
You might as well just thought you watch clips from the episode you just watched.
Right, yeah.
So, but again, I want to know what happens.
Right.
It is that character development, that story development that, even though I will always admit I am very biased for ABC Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
But, when I watch this, I want to know. And I want to be there for a ride. Whereas so far, like this year with The Flash,
yeah,
I don't have to go through that loop.
Right, yeah. But with shows, I want next Friday to be here.
Yes.
So that I can keep on the ship.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But...
Any closing thoughts?
Oh, that, I guess.
Yeah, so...
that, I guess.
I will say, if you've never seen S.H.I.E.L.D. before, while you could start with this season, I don't recommend it.
Yes, because it's crazy to think, at least especially for me, that this is the 5th year.
Mm-hmm.
And for me to be on that ride the whole time, they have been through a lot.
Yeah. But because it is something where we're learning with the characters, a new viewer could come in and watch it because they're learning as well.
Maybe they can take up the perspective of people like Deacon Tess.
Yeah, but you're not going to care about the agents the way we do.
Yeah. I mean, like, if you never watched an episode and you watched episode 2, you probably hate Simmons right now.
Right. And like when Yo-Yo gets in trouble, you're not going to care.
And but we care like Matt cared.
Yeah. No, I was legitimately worried for Yo-Yo.
At least for her hands.
Right, at least for her hands.
They said she's a series regular. It doesn't mean she's going to be 100% intact.
Coulson proves that.
That's right. So anything's possible.
Yeah. So, until next week.
Yes.